Donington Park, day 2. The sun is kind of shining, although there's these clouds in there that are looking ominous, but it should be a dry day, and the atmosphere is just electric. World Superbikes, this is what MotoGP misses in the paddock I'm talking about. It just doesn't have the same kind of vibe. And it's just so fan-friendly. It invites the fans in. You can see this is the victory lane, so after the race, the riders are going to come down there and then have access to everyone. So yeah, stick around. I'm going to take you through some of the happenings on day 2 here at Donington World Superbikes. Catch up with a separate video that I'm doing on Nicole at Donington Park, and let's see what we can find. See, now this is my problem. This is my problem. I just want one of everything, even though I'm not a fan, well, listen, I'm a fan of all of them, but you know, would I wear all of their t-shirts? No. But I mean, I would, yeah, just like I said, one of each. Just give me one of each. 95 euros, that's what, 4.5 million rand? 5 million rand? I do need to win the lottery. That's what needs to happen. I need to win the lottery. One cannot do Donington World Superbikes without having a full English breakfast. Although it's actually only half an English breakfast because there's no black pudding, mushrooms or tomatoes. So if you're at Donington World Superbikes and you're bored and you don't want to watch the racing, you can do some archery and you can do some axe throwing. There you go. Viking style, good man. Terrible man. Terrible, even terrible man. It looks easy, but I'm sure it's not that easy to do. So yeah, I'm about to go watch the World Superbike Tissot Super Pole session on the embankment here with the rest of the fans down Craner Curves. And let's see, my money is on Top Rack, pole position Top Rack. Remy Gardner's looking fantastic. Alex Lowe's is looking good. Bautista's got to find something a little bit, so it's going to be a very interesting Super Pole session. Found my viewing spot here, a really nice view down Craner Curves into the old hairpin. You can see the crowds have come out in force. The bike's about to head out on track. 15-minute Super Pole session. Here we go. Scott Redding leads the field.
congratulations to Toprak. And yeah, as he said quite cheekily, not just a 24.6. Incredible from Toprak. Incredible from the top three, all three riders, incidentally, underneath the old circuit record. So, by no means
now here's something you don't see every day. A crashed Sam Lowe's bike. He never crashes. And that's taken up proper one. The gravel here at Donington is very thick and very big. So down the paddock now, just about an hour until we go racing, and that is the man and the team to beat. Toprak Razgadioglu in pole position with that scintillating time, almost a second faster than the previous track record. And Toprak, I could tell you now, by standing out on the track, just watching him, he looks so at one with that BMW. He just really does look like he's in another league. And I think it's going to be a tough man to beat. I said it yesterday as Michael van der Mark makes his way to his team box. I said it yesterday, I think Toprak could go for the 3 here as well. That'll make it 6 in a row after his heroics at Mazzano. And I said he's just doing things on that BMW that other guys can't. Scott Redding, a much better ride there from him. And he needs it, you know. Home track, so many Scott Redding fans all around the track. Those 45 flags and caps and shirts and everything are everywhere. So he really does need to perform. And of course it's contract talk time with that Bonova BMW team confirming their exit from World Championship. He doesn't have a ride. He's saying I've got a contract with BMW, but you know, where is that going to fit in this World Superbike Championship? Are BMW looking at potentially grabbing a Go 11 or Moto Corsa, one of those teams? I don't know. There's pretty strong ties with Ducati in those teams. So let's have a look. Johnny Ray on the Yamaha. It's been a better day so far for Johnny and Yamaha. He's also just got a lot of work to do, you know. It just hasn't worked out the way he wanted it to. But in front of the home fans, if you're going to start performing anywhere, this is the place to do it. You can see the paddock busy, but not too crazy. And this is what's nice about World Superbikes. It's pretty much open for everyone to come and enjoy. Michael Ruben Rinaldi, just the kind of becoming the forgotten man of World Superbikes, to be honest. You got to remind yourself that he's there. Iannone, big talk from Iannone today and this weekend at Donington, saying, you know, I want a factory bike. I want one of these bikes. Ducati wanted me back. I'm back. If they don't give me a factory bike for World Superbikes where I want to stay, I'm happy to stay. I'll take a crappy Honda and Yamaha in MotoGP. He said I'd rather go there and struggle and have a factory bike than remain in this paddock and struggle with a non-factory bike. So big words from Iannone, which I think is a little bit, you know, the guy, can't forget he was 4 years away. Shaky Byrne, who works for Eurosport, one of my favorite riders of all time. In the paddock, great to see him. But yeah, Iannone, you know, he I don't know, we all know the talent that's Iannone, don't get me wrong, but should he be, you know, making those kind of demands? I don't know. Shaky doing some autographs. So let's see what happens with Iannone. Daniele Petrucci doing very well on the Barney Ducati at a track that he loves. So great to see Petrucci performing. You'll see a little bit of activity further down. That's outside the Kawasaki box, because of course that is local rider Alex Lowe's. And Axel Bassani, again, you know, Axel Bassani is that kind of rider like Luca Marini in MotoGP. Of course he's a fantastic rider, we know that. But I kind of did think that Ducati was maybe making him look a bit better than he is. As I say that, here he is, Axel Bassani. Climbed on the Kawasaki and starting to get better. Listen, starting to get comfortable on the Kawasaki. It's a completely different riding experience compared to the Ducati. And as I said, I just thought maybe the Ducati was a big reason why he was performing, but he's doing it on the Kawasaki slowly but surely now. So let's see. Alex Lowe's, he was very disappointed after qualifying. Had a great Friday. Didn't quite translate to Saturday with the pace. As I said, I just think the problem with the Kawasaki's is they've got to override the bikes to try and stay. You know, in MotoGP, we say Ducati and Pecco Bagnaia are lifting the bar, raising the game, and Toprak and BMW are doing it here in World Superbikes, and it's about everyone keeping up. Alvaro Bautista, I feel for Alvaro, to be honest, because I still don't think it's fair that he got this rider weight limit penalty thing. I think it's a load of nonsense. He's qualified down in 12th, I think it is. There's an aeroplane somewhere there, making all the noise. Yeah, so I feel for Alvaro. Lap record holder here last year, dominated, loves his place, but you know, he's finding out the difference that 7 kilos makes, and every racetrack he goes to now, he's pretty much starting from scratch every time. So yeah, I don't agree with it, as I said, but let's see what Alvaro can do from 12th on the grid. Sprint race is going to be tough for him. Main race, I think he'll have a bit more time, obviously, to come through the field, but it's going to be very interesting. Either way, watch out for the likes of Sam Lowe's. We saw good qualifying, but you would have seen the video that I posted. He did crash in front of his home crowd as well. He'll want to do well. Watch out for the likes of Brad Ray, Taryn McKenzie, the other British riders. Some big names in World Superbikes. Remy Gardner's been performing. You know, he's looking so a different person compared to what he was in MotoGP. MotoGP, he kind of walked around by himself, you know, hoodie over his head, didn't want to talk to anyone, very subdued. In World Superbikes, he's smiling, he's bubbly. It really is a different person. Some Petrucci fans there. So this is the vibe. You know, I was talking to a couple of British mates and South Africans that I know that have come out to watch the World Superbikes as well, and you know, you look at Jack Miller and how he's kind of lost a lot of his personality in the MotoGP paddock. You know, Darren Binder, in some ways, a lot of people asking me, well, will we see Darren in this paddock soon? And I don't know, I can't answer those questions, but I think those two riders and their personalities would just plug into this World Superbike Championship perfectly. They would, you know, they'd be able to showcase themselves better, be those happy, smiley riders, and I think they'll just really start performing. So that's what the World Superbike does. It's just, you know, it's not as corporate. It's not as, I don't walk around thinking there's a Dorna representative watching my every single move and I'm going to get kicked out and all that. You can see everyone waiting here for Toprak, Razgadioglu. So yeah, definitely, if you've ever wanted to get down to a World Superbikes and you haven't, Donington Park I can highly recommend. It's just a great atmosphere. But the build up now, ahead of race number 1, I'm going to go find myself a nice spot in between Craner Curves and the old hairpin, because there's a TV screen there as well. And let's see, can Toprak do it again? Hey, don't miss the start of World Superbikes race 1 at Donington. I'm running. World Superbikes, race number 1, lap number 2, down Craner Curves. You can see the Turkish and the England flag there. There's Toprak, Scott Redding out front. There's this funny bright thing in the sky that's making heat here at Donington Park. What a beautiful sight. Look at this. Look at this. Beautiful weather, beautiful bikes, beautiful view. Donington Park World Superbikes. That's your view at home. This is my view. Top rack, doing top rack things. This is what I love about World Superbikes. Just include the fence areas. Bautista, here we go, here we go, here we go. I missed the top rack endo. I missed it. I missed it. And then you walk right up here, there's the victory lane, and then all the fans are welcome. No special pass, no give a sperm sample or blood sample or anything. You just come and enjoy it.
In third place, makes the noise for Alvaro Bautista. We've got a British rider on the podium with a spirited ride for Kawasaki. Makes some noise for Alex Lowe. And the race winner, he's doing a speedy sitting on his down lap. It's a consecutive race win for Toprak Razgatlioglu. We've got a British rider on the podium and his name is Alex Lowe.
Alex, I hope you beat you got.
Record holder and the fastest lap in that race, Toprak Razgatlioglu. Alvaro Bautista. In second place for the Kawasaki Racing Team from Great Britain, Alex Lowe. And the race winner and the championship leader for the Rocket BMW team from Turkey, El Turco, Toprak Razgatlioglu. The trophies, as I mentioned, for the riders classified third and second. The second place trophy and the 20 World The presentation to our winner will be made by Prosecco Dog Ponte. Trophy and the 25 World Championship points, they go to Toprak Razgatlioglu. We now welcome onto the podium a representative Turkey. And now, please, ladies and gentlemen, the podium! Looks like we've lost Alex somewhere in the crowd, so it may take a moment or two to get everybody back on. Big smiles from Alvaro Bautista and Toprak. Make some noise, Toprak Razgatlioglu, Alex Lowe and Alvaro Bautista.
a couple of crashed MV Augustas, it looks like, from the World Supersport race. I think this might be Carrick Sulo and Marcel Schrotter, who had that incident on the final lap into the final turn. Not too bad there. And then I think that is Marcel Schrotter's bike. Let's have a look. And this is Marcel Schrotter's MV Augusta. Yes, it is. Beautiful piece of kit, even with dirty tyres and being scratched, it's still a gorgeous looking motorcycle. There you go. And off he goes, Daniele Petrucci.
Robert. Only in the stage, and in a few minutes' time, there will be World SBK Donington 2024. Are you ready, Donington? Okay, Johnny, let's keep the music playing. We are about to start. We're just waiting for our final rider to arrive, and then we can begin.
Sorry? Too tiny. Too narrow. Not happy though. No, happy. Always happy.
So that's a wrap then for my time here at Donington World Superbike. It's been 2 great days over what feels like 6 million steps, but it's closer to 50,000 steps in the 2 days. My feet are killing me. Don't wear Vans, wear comfortable shoes. I always make that same mistake, but it's been all about this team and their number 1 rider, Top Rack Race Gedioglu. What a dominant performance. We haven't seen a dominant performance like that in a very, very, very long time. And in his press debrief, a lot of questions being asked, how are you making it work? The other guys are complaining about electronics and braking. And he just said, we worked a lot on the electronics. People complain about the BMW electronics. We've got them to work. The engine braking, he said they found a big step there. He said there's still some issues with braking. You would have seen Scott Redding started to suffer with braking, and that's been a continuous argument from BMW riders over the years. Over the last couple of years, I remember Scott Redding a couple of years ago at Estoril, and he had big complaints about, halfway in the race, just brake fade, the bike struggles to stop, and Top Rack just seems to have solved a lot of those problems. So Top Rack really having the effect on the BMW team, and he just said, long may it continue. He loves Donington Park, so he says he doesn't know how it's going to be at going to races like Most and all those other places, but here he feels dominant, he feels good, he feels at one with the track. So it's up to the rest of the field to stop him. It was a great performance by Alvaro Batista to come from you know, a bit further back, the third row of the grid, to pick up that third place. Brilliant ride from Alvaro. Alex Lowe's fantastic ride in second place. The question to Alex Lowe's was, you know, what's improved? We've seen this much improved Alex Lowe's, not crashing as much, right in the mix for the championship, already won 2 races this year. Kawasaki's obviously there's not much more development going in there, and he just says, I just feel good. I've got Pierre Reba now, you know, who was Johnny Ray's man. He said he's been a big influence on him, you know, to get the best out of him personally as a rider. He feels like he's getting the best out of himself. They're getting the best out of the package, and it was a great ride, you know. British rider on the podium, went down really well here. Absolutely loved it. Here's Remy Gardner. There's Remy Gardner there. Will you sign something? No, I won't. He had not such a good race. I had a tangle with Sam Lowe's. So yeah, I expected a little bit more from Remy Gardner, to be honest there. But yeah, so Alex Lowe's doing a brilliant job on the Kawasaki. Alvaro Bautista, just watching the guy ride is just spectacular. He gambled with the SEX tyre on the rear, made it work. And Alvaro, I think, is that riding style that could make it work. He doesn't spend a lot of time on the side of the tyre, so he really gets into corners, squares it off and shoots it out. So I think if anyone's going to make a softer tyre work, it would be Bautista. He did that. He said the track conditions were perfect, and they were. It was the hottest, as the World Superbike race started, that was the hottest conditions we've had all weekend so far. So took the gamble, paid off, because it was a proper performance from Alvaro Bautista, making the best out of a bad situation, keeping himself in the championship hunt. But in the debrief, very much the one journalist asked the question, so Alvaro, where we are in the season now after the changes, whatever, do you think where World Superbikes is in the rules, do you think it's fair? And Alvaro just replied, well, tell me what you think. And it's very much a case of, no, it's not. You know, so what, are we going to now penalize Top Rack for dominance? You know, why not just accept, you know, this rider's just performing well and it's up to us to catch him. It's not a case of, oh, he's got this better and he's smaller, I'm taller, whatever. It was great seeing Scott Redding just challenging for the podium again. Pretty about the problems he had, but he's been the biggest instigator of this rider weight thing. Has it helped him? No. The only person that has affected is Alvaro Bautista. That rule was designed to affect and slow down Alvaro Bautista, and that's all it does. It hasn't slowed down or hampered anyone else. Is that fair? I don't think so. When you've got Top Rack winning by 12 seconds, you know, Johnny Ray hasn't gained. No one's gained by it. No one's really gained, but someone's lost out. The only person that's lost out is Alvaro Bautista. So, yeah, I agree with him. You know, he kind of shrugs at that question now, because he's like, well, you tell me. Is World Superbike at this point fair? Definitely not. So, it'll be a bone of contention for as long as it's around. The rules are what they are. He did say the extra weight compared to last year does affect him in the faster corners, getting the bike stopped. But, you know, he's found a setup with a bike where he can, you know, ride to 100%, but is it the maximum of what him and the bike could do? No. And that's very frustrating for him, because watching Top Rack go in the distance is not what Alvaro wants to watch, and he just feels like he's not challenging with the same kind of tools or the same kind of rules. And I think it's very unfair. Either way, take nothing away from Top Rack Rasketi. My goodness, watching that guy from the side of the track, I just sit and I just drool. I absolutely drool. Him and Alvaro are on a different level to me. Alex Lowe's is just wringing the absolute neck out of that Kawasaki, and he gets the most out of it. So hats off to him. But I think Alvaro and Top Rack are the two standout riders for me. Other notes that I kind of wanted to make was Iannone, as speaking of the man, can you see him? There he is there. I'll try and walk backwards. Yeah, a little bit disappointed with Iannone. He's doing all the shouting and screaming, I need a factory bike and this and this and this and this, MotoGP and this and this and this. Is he worthy of it with the performances that he's putting in at the moment? Is he? Yeah, I don't know. I just think all this contract talk, we saw this great start to the year from Iannone. It just seems to have faded away now that there's all these distractions of contracts and MotoGP, and I want a factory bike and this and this and this. So I think he just needs to come back down to earth a little bit and focus on his racing again. He's back in the paddock, back where he deserves to be, back where we all want him to be. But just be happy with that for now. Don't worry about anything else. So, yeah, a little bit there. Johnny Ray, very, very good. Much better from Johnny Ray. Let's hope that this is the step forward that he needs to try to kick off his championship, and hopefully his Yamaha career starts today, because it hasn't had the opportunity to really kick off. So he needs that to happen sooner rather than later. Bulliger came into the press office, and he's suffering with some kind of stomach bug. It looked like he couldn't do the debrief, went to Clinica Mobile to check on his tummy, so maybe that's what hampered him in the race, that he just wasn't feeling well, and because he did kind of just drop like a stone from second to off the podium. So let's see if that affects him for Sunday's main race. Looking forward to the sprint race. It's going to be harder for the likes of Bautista and Alex Lowe's in the sprint race with the shorter format coming from where they are on the grid. But I think the main race will be good again, depending on the weather. Starting to spit with rain now, so right at the end of the day, clouds are overhead and there's definitely some moisture in the air. Tomorrow looks like it's going to be okay. It's about everyone trying to stop Toprak Razgadioglu and that freight train that is him on that BMW at the moment. Garrett Gerloff, I worry about. Gerloff. I think he's kind of like a Jack Miller. I think he's very, I don't want to use the word soft, but I think sensitive. And when his future's not secure, when things aren't going right, I think he doubts himself, and that comes across in his results. He just can't get it going, and I think that's what's happening now with Garrett Gerloff. So I do stress, he says he would love to stay in this paddock. Is there a possibility? I don't think so. With Moto America booming again with the likes of Shondon and Kelly, Cameron Bobier, Jake Gagne, Loris Baz, I think that could be a good option for him. Go back home, make the money there. I think it could be his only option at this point in time, to be honest. So same kind of problem as MotoGP. There's too many riders and not enough seats to fill. So let's see what happens with Garrett Gerloff. But I like him, love him. I'm a big Garrett Gerloff fan, but as I said, you can just see with his performances that with his career up in the air, he's definitely hit his performances, which is unfortunate to see. But incredible 2 days here at Donington. I absolutely love this place. I can highly recommend it. World Superbikes, again, very fan-friendly, accommodate the fans really well. And Nicole van Aspeer can check out the separate video that I did on her. Great spending a couple of days with Nicole. And look forward to World Superbikes next year. My next outing will be MotoGP at Silverstone. Definitely not the same, anywhere near the same kind of atmosphere as you get here. That's for sure. Silverstone is too spread out. It's got no vibe. Really like an industrial park, to be honest. So, but it's MotoGP. I'll look forward to it anyway. I hope you've enjoyed the couple of videos that I've put out. And remember to stay tuned to the Motor Rider World Facebook page and our YouTube channel for some really cool content. Goodbye.